Hello everyone, I am Jaideep Singh. So today we've got a whole bunch of vehicles here. We thought of making the most of our Sunday and doing a few videos, but it's already started raining. So I'll do a walk around of probably the biggest project we've ever had. This is this is something that we had been planning for a very long time. Me and my brother, we always wanted something to overland on, something which you can travel, eat, sleep, everything in the same vehicle. Most of the options that are available in India, they are two-wheel drive vehicles. We've seen a lot of camper vans done on tempo travelers and other vehicles. Some of them have even used truck platforms, but we've never been able to find the exact requirement, something that could meet the exact requirement that we had. So around 2.5, 3 years back, we came across this Force XL2 platform army ambulance. It came up for auction near Pathankot in Punjab. So what is special about this vehicle is that there's a very famous series of Mercedes that came in the late 80s, which is called the T1 series. The Tempo Traveler is one of the products, one of the vehicles which was in the T1 series. So this is a this is called an SPV. It's a special purpose vehicle. It was a rescue ambulance used by the Indian Army, mostly in the hill areas, J&K sectors. Uh, the main the main part about this one was that it is a four-wheel drive vehicle with the entire drivetrain borrowed from the T1, the exact specs that is sold in the European market. So the engine is a 2.5, same unit as the early model of Tempo Traveler, but the gearbox and everything after that, the transfer case, the 4x4, the shafts, everything comes from a brand called ZF. ZF is probably one of the most famous engineering brands, solution providers in Europe and in Germany as well. So this one is a 4x4 manual 5-speed, and it also has a differential locker, which is a very big deal. It has a hydraulic ZF brand rear differential locker. So I'll take you around the vehicle quickly. So we're very bad with editing videos right now. I'll try sharing the photos of how we bought it. Maybe once we get a hang of how to do stuff. So what we did was it was basically a COVID project. We stripped down the entire vehicle and we redid it. Started from the basic fluids, the oils, all the rubber parts, the belts, the mounts, everything was done. And currently, where it stands, we are through with the vehicle mechanically 100%. The body work and fabrication is done, and now we have to do the interior work. So that is something which is a topic of discussion for another video. So what we've done is we've done something called an outback bush bumper on the front. These are very common in Australia. This weight category of vehicles is very popular in Australia. They've got the Iveco. There's a brand called Iveco. So they do a vehicle called the Turbo Daily. Isuzu makes medium weight trucks. Mitsubishi Fuso makes medium weight trucks. So those are very popular 4x4 big platforms in Australia. We don't see much of that in India. So this is one of the bush bumpers. We've got a pair of Hellas in the front, a 13,500 pound winch in the front. If you can see underneath, so we used a lot of salvage parts. This is from the ALS, the Ashok Leyland Stallion. This is a slide plate. The tubes were strengthened. We added gussets under the tube. We added a steering damper underneath. The blue and yellow ones, though, those are just for aesthetics, but these are actually very good gas charged shocks that we use from one of the big Tata Army trucks. So what we can see is the front is a solid axle. It's got a spring over SPOA setup, which is a spring over axle, leaf spring setup. So very rugged, very solid, not prone to breaking down, will take a lot of beating. So that is always there. As you can see, we've got the CB radio. It's a president unit. This is the magnetic antenna. It can come off, goes on whenever required. We've got a functional snorkel in this one. We've got big mirrors from Force. These are a blessing. These are very, very good mirrors. They've got a convex mirror. We'll show you in the other shot. They've got a convex mirror underneath for use for a long vehicle. We've got a basic roll cage. We've got a front convex mirror. Uh, we've got a carrier on the top. We've got a storage box. The AC unit was relocated in the front. You can see that from here. So there you can see that white bit, that white box-like thing is the AC unit. So that was placed in the front. This is actually to bring the height down. I'll share the height and length details in a bit. We've got two pairs of big LED lamps on the top, because on a big vehicle you need a lot of illumination. We've got a covered light bar in the front as well. So coming to the side, I'll show you. This is the top access ladder on the top. So what we have is, we've got two solar panels on the top. They've got the tilt feature. We've got them on hydraulic stands. So those can tilt open when required. They'll be used for trickle charging, and they'll give us around 500 to 550 watts of power. They're not the primary charging panels. Basically, the primary charging is all done from an additional alternator that we've got. So the power generation mainly is done from an additional 120 amps alternator, and the batteries sit in here. So the batteries get charged. A very dear friend of ours, he's done a complete 3-source charging setup for us, and an inverter in the inside. So that we'll cover in another video when we do the inside completely. So we've got very good ground clearance. As you can see, there's ample amount of ground clearance, and we're using steel wheel. These are 17 by 8J steel wheels with 0 offset. And again, of course, we have BF Goodrich. These are not the KO2s, but these are the KM2s, which came standard on the Rubicon. So I don't think we can buy these tires in India otherwise. So these were taken off one of our Rubicons, and we got to use them. So these are a 255, 75, 17, if I'm not wrong. I believe that is the size. This little cover here is the freshwater filler. In the next shot, I'll show you where the freshwater tank sits. We've got 120 liters of water tank, which will be used for showering purposes. That will be used for the washroom. That will be used in the kitchen. So I'll share details about the inside as well. All the glasses are DG argon filled glasses. So these are very, very good insulation material. In the rear, so all of these lights that we have, the parking lights, the brake lights, the turn signals, all of these were hand carried by friends from abroad. So these are to the spec for what we require to travel in India and abroad as well. Abroad, the norms are very strict for bigger vehicles. So all these lamps, all the marker lights that you see, they're all as per the American and European standards, as per the requirement. We've again got a height adjustable tow hitch with a ball in the back. And if you can see the tank in the rear, that is a freshwater tank. It was again taken from an army vehicle. This is a very good quality steel tank, and can be used for both drinking, showering, and washing purposes. This is our cycle rack. This can take 3 cycles. We intend to carry cycles once we start traveling. This is the drop down spare tire carrier. It opens from there, falls down. The registration plate is mounted on that. And coming to the side, this window right here will be next to the sitting area. It will pop up. It opens like this, and I think there's a lot of ventilation area as well, because it's right across the door. These funny looking things here are ex-army. These are Russian sand tracks. These used to come to make portable airstrips, and these are also used as sand ladders on trucks. So something like this won't work with a max tracks, won't work for something this big. So we had to use these ones. These have a quick release mounting on them. We can take them off and use them whenever. And this is the exhaust. We've rerouted the exhaust. We've used another muffler, and it comes out on the side. and because a traveling vehicle, you cannot run a straight pipe or a big exhaust or a loud exhaust on a traveling vehicle. So it's pretty normal sounding exhaust, this one. There's a lot of rain coming down now. We'll just wind it up. And what else there is? We've got step ladders. These are again flexible step ladders from army vehicles, and the inside is going to be 2 layers of insulation, and the inside is going to be 2 layers of insulation with a fully functional kitchen, with a fully functional washroom, sleeping for 4, sitting for 6. And so 6 people can travel, 4 can sleep in this overnight very easily. We are using a Webasto diesel fired heater for the, and we've got 2 units of AC. We've got a full independent unit in the back by carrier, which came with the ambulance itself. So it's a very reliable heavy duty unit. And the entire vehicle, if you're wondering, it's not very big. It's just around 21 feet long. The wheelbase sits around under 10 feet. Not that big and easy to handle. The main reason we went for this vehicle is it's not a truck. It looks like a truck, but it's not a truck. To put that in perspective, the Yami 713, the T3500 ambulances that we see a lot of people doing as camper vehicles, those are around 8 tons total. 7.5, 8 tons vehicles. So this one right here, last when weighed without the interiors, was 2650 kgs, which is just the same weight as the Isuzu V-Cross. So this is a very light vehicle and a big body, exactly what we wanted and exactly how these overlanding vehicles are. Because heavier the vehicle, the difficult it gets to recover it. So a lighter vehicle is always, it feels like a car, it drives very well. We're running a hybrid turbo unit, which was custom done by one of our good friends in Moga for us. So it runs beautifully, maintains an average speed of 90-95 on the highway. The golden speed internationally for an overlanding vehicle is 80 kilometers an hour. So we're doing a healthy 90-95, maxes out around 110, which is more than enough. And in case you want more details, we'll be doing another video very shortly with the interiors, how the work progresses, about insulation, and a lot of basic stuff that you need to know about making your own camper. So it took a lot of studying. We did a lot of research, not just YouTube and internet, a lot of reading as well. So I believe we're in the right position to finish it off in the next 4 to 6 months. If you want details and updates, we'll keep making small videos and uploading them. So please do share your feedback. Thank you so much.